Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. You know, we all have a rendezvous with the law of attraction, which is our ally. Because anything you think you activate inside yourself, and the law of attraction helps it to be more. So the game, of course, is to deliberately choose how you want to vibrate, because the world is interactive and it's going to reflect back to you what you're vibrating. You're a vibrational match for what's happening in your life. So how do you bring yourself to a crescendo of feeling good? How do you summon life force forward? And then how do you find out how endless resources constantly line up to serve you? Well, you got to rendezvous with the happiness inside of you. And there is no way to happiness. Happiness itself is the way. There is no way to peace. Peace itself is the way. There is no way to joy. Joy itself is the way. There is no way to love. Love itself is the way. So you do it, and then you're embodying it in those moments. Today, I want to talk about the archetypes, the blueprints that are hardwired into our anatomy, into our nervous system. They're genetically inherited. Carl Jung called them the primordial images. And these apparently have been developed in our species for hundreds of thousands of years. And they provide the blueprint, the model, the archetype. And deep in the psyche, Jung discovered what he felt were four aspects of our own anatomy that shapeshift into many, many different forms. And from the perspective of what I like to call the quaternio, they're the king and the queen, the male and the female warrior, the male and the female magician, and the male and the female lover. They work similar because it's really about consciousness and not just the gender expression of consciousness. And basically the idea is to get in touch first with the center of the self, of which the king and the queen are a model. So that means there's an inner ruler that sits on a throne of power and dispenses justice and liberty, freedom for all people. If they're a good king and queen, they're one with the bones of the land, and any kind of injustice is an offense to them that has to be dealt with swiftly and with the right balance of mercy and severity. So basically it's the part of you that decides anything. And don't abdicate your throne and let other people decide for you. Then, of course, every good king and queen, mythologically speaking, has to have an advisor, a wise man or a wise woman, right? The wizard or the crone, somebody who's going to give you the true scoop, let you know what's going on so that you can make an informed decision. So it's the job of that inner magus or witch, or however you want to define what is the wise one, to inform the king, give them the intel. They don't choose. All they do is offer what they know. And then, of course, they also initiate you into sacred space, into entry and exit in and out of sacred space. So they're the ones that are the holders of the tradition, and they provide the vision. And then the king and queen have to decide, do I want to uphold the vision? Is it a good one? Now, when they do, of course, they delegate it out to we call it the warriors, but we really mean the active part of your personality, the personality that is loyal to a throne that's worthy to be loyal to this throne, which means it's a transpersonal end, and they're willing to sacrifice their life, as many young men and women who put themselves in harm's way for the greater ideal do. Now, once you have the wise person within you telling you what's going on, and you have the inner ruler within you deciding what to do, and then you have the inner warrior who's enacting it, passing it down through the chain of command, then you have the lover. And if you did it in the right way, you have joy. There's an integrated aspect. Isn't that what yoga is all about when you say union? You bring together all these disparate parts of yourself, right? The thinking part, the deciding part, the acting part, the feeling part into one whole. So that's the idea of the archetypes. Of course, you know, I try to map them onto Raja Yoga being the king and queen, Jnana Yoga being the wise one, Karma Yoga being the warrior, and Bhakti Yoga being the devotee and the lover. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little ditty today as you understand a little bit more about Archetypes Defined. Check out my website, GabrielHalpern.com. I got a lot of stuff free for you to go there. I'm also about to teach a 12-week Dharma talk for Flourish out in California. Please check that out. And if you know anybody who's interested in the 300-hour teacher training, I have information about that also. Don't forget to check out with me my next Good Vibrations offering coming up starting on the 25th of this month, then going on June 8th and June 22nd. Hope to see you sometime, or contact me in person for a Dharma talk, a private lesson, or just a hang.